Hey, what's up, you guys? So I wanted to make this video and I wanted to talk about something that I think is very important. And in this video, I'm going to discuss how we need to have a balance here. But at the same time, this balance that I'm going to talk about it's a very, very difficult situation, okay? So everybody can sense that we live in a world, this world it's pretty much gone mad, okay? And I think a lot of people can feel that. This video is not for everybody because there's gonna be a lot of people who have no clue what I'm talking about. So with this being said though, okay, if you enjoy certain things in this world, okay, so for myself, this includes weightlifting, deadlifting, traveling, this includes fishing, okay, I realize that my days are limited. My days of fishing are probably limited. My days of traveling are very limited. My days of going to the gym, working out are very, very limited. And why do I say that? Well, because we are going to move forward in this society with everything becoming digital, okay? And you're not going to be able to escape this. I'm not going to be able to escape this. I would like to have faith in humanity and believe that humanity and the people in this society would come together, sit there and say no to all this digital technology. But with that being said, that's very unlikely given the society that we're in. Because when I sit there personally and I try to talk to people, or I sit there and I tell them about the dangers of artificial intelligence, the dangers of a digital ID, the dangers of any of this stuff, guess what happens? You just get laughed at, you get mocked, made fun of. Oh, I don't have time to think about that. I don't want to think about that stuff. Just enjoy your life, okay? And so, with this being said, I realize, and I've seen this already start in this country. So, I went to the gas station the other day, okay? And, oh, right, what do they require? You have to have their app, okay? They make you force you to download their app in order to, well, get any of the discounts. And I tell myself, I don't want to download their app because once you start downloading their apps, now they could track you, they could trace you, they can do all this stuff and they collect your data, okay? And that's why I don't want to do this stuff. But also, too, it's going to go even further, okay? These people will not stop. They're going to sit there and make every single thing digital. And once this becomes a thing, everything's going to be in one thing, in the name of convenience, in the name of safety, in the name of protection, to make your life so much easier. Instead of, hey, instead of having a driver's license card, no. It's going to be digital. Everything, everything you could think of is going to be digital. And once you go down that route, we're pretty much, I don't know what to tell you, because if you don't accept this, it's not going to be a thing of you just say, no, okay? No, I don't want to do that. And you're going to go about your life and everything's going to be easy for you, okay? It's going to start off, it's going to be on your cell phone, okay? And my friends, my family, most people I know, what's the big deal, man? Just go along with it. It's not like that. You're overthinking this stuff, okay? And so, with this being said, okay, I I realize that we need to have a balance here because with myself, I know this stuff's coming, okay? But at the same time though, I do realize, okay, if I sit there and think about this stuff all the time, okay? Which it's a very difficult thing, okay? That it'll eat you alive. It'll eat you alive because it's hard to accept where we're headed in this society. It's very difficult to know this stuff. And most of the people I know, they could care less. They don't care. They make jokes and memes about everything. Everything in this world is about oh, jokes, memes, whatever. Oh, it's not that big of a deal. Ha 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 ha. Okay. But with this being said, I don't think people realize when this stuff comes, you're not going to have any basic human freedoms. Okay. And it is what it is. I mean, we're all going to have to make the decision here. And it's a very difficult thing to accept. Okay. So, with this being said, though, you do still have to have some hobbies, okay? Because if you don't have hobbies, I don't know what to tell you. Because if you think about all the stuff going on in the world, it'll eat you alive. But if you have hobbies, like myself, I like to deadlift, I like to fish, I like to travel, and all this stuff. But with this being said, the hobby, here comes the balance part. Because with myself, I could easily get distracted and spend all my time focusing on the gym, traveling, fishing. I could watch the sports game. I could do this. I could do that. And then you don't have time to sit there and even acknowledge that this stuff exists. You'll just be like the rest of the world out here who, oh man, I'm too busy doing this. Oh man, everything else is just so much more important, okay? And so there's a very fine balance here. And it is a very hard thing to do to balance this out because at one point, you want to sit there and find something that's going to make you happy in this world. And it's getting harder and harder and harder to do that because of these people, let's just say at power, want to control every given aspect of your whole entire life. They want to do so much, and I don't want to participate in their so-called world that they have in store for us. So, with this being said, if I'm up here and I'm doing all this stuff that I enjoy, my earthly pleasures of this world, okay, it is very easy to just distract myself and never think about this stuff over here. But if I sit there and I think about this stuff, and then all of a sudden it consumes me, and I sit there and I'm you could easily become depressed, sad. You can sit there and your mind will, okay, knowing a lot of this information, okay? So it's a very challenging and difficult thing to do in this time period that we live in because I know that it's very important that people, I would hope people see this stuff. But if you don't, I'm telling you right now, you're going to be in a very rough situation, including myself, but you're going to be in a rougher situation when all of a sudden all this stuff's going to come at you and your head's going to explode knowing all this stuff. And you're not going to know what to do. And you're very likely to easily accept this stuff. And once you accept this stuff, you're done, you're toast. It's over for you, okay? So I don't know what the answer is because I realize that we're headed into a future where this stuff, it's pretty much, it's written in the Bible. And a lot of this stuff probably will happen. And it's a very difficult thing because I sit there to think with myself, I believe in God, I trust in God, but I'm human. I'm made of this flesh, and it's a very difficult thing to accept, knowing that more than likely my freedoms, everything that any of us have ever worked for, it's going to be gone, boom, like that. And when the time comes, and it probably will happen in my lifetime, and probably not in the too distant future, I'm probably going to have to go against my family, my friends, my relatives, all these people, knowing that I'm going to be pretty much a loner in this world. And I accept that because I don't want to participate in this world. But at the same time, I realize I do need some hobby as of now to keep me afloat, to keep me going in this world, because I have to participate in this world. But with this said, I would encourage you guys, okay, to really sit down and think, how are you guys going to handle this? How are you guys going to sit there and acknowledge that the time's coming, you guys? I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see this stuff. There's all these places are implementing all this stuff all at one time, okay? And are you going to have the balls, the ability to say no? Or are you going to be somebody that goes along with this stuff and sits there and says, and that's it? Or are you going to be somebody, because this is one of the things to think about when they bring this stuff in, is how are they going to do it? Is it going to be a thing of they bring it in and they tell you, hey, you have a choice in the matter, but with the choices, you can choose to participate, but you just can't work. You can't have health insurance anymore. You can't enter facilities. You can't do this. And it sounds very familiar to a certain mark. Okay, let's just say that. But with this being said, are you going to be willing to give up everything? Because this is pretty much where we're going to be at. I mean, it really is a situation where I never personally thought we'd be in this situation. I mean, with all the robots that we're going to be having, the artificial intelligence, all this stuff, and people know this stuff. They know this stuff, okay? It's not like people don't know that there's going to have humanoid robots being able to take over your job, the stuff I do, everybody's job. These robots are going to be way smarter than us. And if you think that what they show you is what they really have, their technology is so advanced, okay? You have no clue. The technology they really have our minds could not comprehend this technology. So I just wanted to make this video and encourage you guys to stay strong and make sure to find a balance in this, because it'll eat you alive if you're down here. But if you sit there and you have hobbies, it'll keep you happy. But then at the same time, you know that you can't focus all your time and energy up here because you need to know what's going on over here. So I would encourage you guys to take the time to really, really question this stuff. Sit there and think for yourselves. Don't listen to even me. Don't listen to everything I say, because I know this video is not for everybody. Not everybody's going to accept this stuff. And not everybody wants to open their eyes and open their ears. They just want to continue down the path of everything's just naturally and organically happening and blah, 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 all that stuff. So I hope that this video helps you, and God bless and have a good one.